Back to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for some more round one feature card coverage of the 2021 Myrtle Beach Open presented by Inn of the Champion Disc. I'm Ian Anderson, sitting with our reigning Disc Golf Pro Tour champion, Nathan Queen. It's been a fun watch so far, sir.
Yeah, lots of birdies on the front nine. We've had some bogeys mixed in from all of the players. Nobody got through clean. 2 3-downs and myself at a 4-down. The back nine has some pretty attackable holes to start.
Yeah, it's kind of more park golfy than the front. A little more open. Well, maybe not this hole, but...
Yeah, I was about to say, besides this hole 10 right here, 408 feet, it's not the most attackable to start, but it definitely is birdieable. You've got to hit a pretty tight gap off of the tee for how hard you're throwing, and then just keep it straight. You've got some room to drift left and right to do your fading and turning over and whatnot, but pretty straight shot.
Yeah, I like it. Tough get, though. Don't see a ton of birdies on this one.
Yeah, it's right here on the open, too, so the wind really comes back into play a little bit more than you felt the last few holes.
Going Wraith?
Yep, same one as the last hole.
This is looking money.
Yeah, I was really happy with that tee shot. This one's hard to get that close most of the time, and let go of that one good, yes. Feeling the juices from hole 9.
Yes, you did. Austin Turner on the box.
And again... he gets it out there left side. Just coming out late. Looks like he got a good second reaction to get back where he'll have a pretty good up.
Agreed. Dickerson, this will be an FX2. Pretty looking pull from Chris here.
Oh, yeah. Gets just to the left of that first tree that you've got to miss, and he's up there inside the circle.
Derek, Undertaker.
And he's gone over to that left side as well. He's in a pretty tricky spot now. Be a little tougher to get up and down.
Yeah, unfortunately, right behind this little mini grove of trees. Gonna opt for the Annie forehand with a zone.
And just a little bit more height, and he would have gotten up there, but he does give himself a chance to save his par.
He does. Before that was a long birdie bid from Austin Turner. He wants no part of that. That's a layup for par. Now we'll have the Derek putt for par. 40 feet.
Oh, what a save.
There we go. Nice putt, D.
Yeah, getting that circle 2 putt on point now. We've been seeing it kind of build up to that point. Seems like he's got it. That's a little different from Chris.
Yeah. Expect those ones to go in. Here you are for a stroke on the card, and most of the field, honestly. Nathan!
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Disc golf. It'll get you sometimes. There is Austin dropping in his par. At least you got to drop in par. You know, it's not a bogey. Is somebody move in your background?
No.
No, just.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes.
I thought it was fine. And then it wasn't.
Well put, sir. Well put. This one was definitely fine.
Yeah. Super clean. No wobble out of the hand. Just hyzers right to the center. Great. What a par save.
Gotta love that. On to a very attackable par 4.
Here we are, the attackable stretch that I was speaking of on the back nine. 543 feet. Throw it straight. You'll probably get 400 feet and then pitch it up.
Yeah.
There is some trees here. You see this really neat green that they've actually built up. A tree has fallen over, and they've structured it to where it creates a tighter gap. You have to choose to go left of it or right of it unless you want to deal with over top or underneath of this right here. Mm-hmm. So very cool looking green, but pretty attackable for birdie.
Yeah, Dickerson's had some eagle looks on this one in the past with a good drive.
Yeah, the lefty roller sets up well if it's not too windy. I'm not great at the roller, and it is pretty windy, so I opted not to do that.
Great wraith shot, though.
Yeah, get the wraith out there. It got a little lift, but still got through.
That's prime territory. You're fine there. What, 150 to the pin, if that?
Yeah.
Turner. Austin going with a nuke.
He gets a great move on this, stands it up. Sneaks just through those trees.
That's out there.
Pretty similar spot.
Austin really feeling the forehand today.
Yeah, I think he likes his forehand a little better. He seems to release it a little smoother.
Yeah. Dickerson. That was a D1, but unfortunately found a late tree before it had some action left in it. Derek. Destroyer.
And gets it just around that tree to the right. We're all going to be within 40 feet of each other here. Just kind of hanging out.
Right at that 400-foot zone, yeah. Options here on the upshots. We'll see what everybody decides to do. So Dickerson. He's got a pretty nice little straight window at it.
Yeah, he'll be able to go to the right of that leaning tree. Gets it up there nicely. He's inside of 15 feet.
And that putter nestles in a hurry. Well done. What's your shot here, Nathan?
I'm going Stargator, low skip shot.
This is a gator that flies like a gator still?
This is a little more realistic when you hear me say Stargator.
Derek? I'm going with a zone.
And he's got that a little hot, but it comes back nicely. He's also about 15 feet.
Austin Turner should be up next. And he was looking at the straight shot, but ended up going for that skip shot, and that seems like the play. So much room over there, although...
he just went in between.
Hey.
He's all right. He's got a birdie look.
A little tighter than he planned for, but it worked. Derek, there's a good birdie for your AM winner. Getting him back to 2 over on the round. And should be looking like a star frame here for the feature card.
Yeah, all inside of 12 feet. I think this will be our first star frame of the round.
Yeah, I think you're right, huh?
A little bit of wind, a little bit of woods.
At least one of you has found trouble so far, yeah.
Yeah.
Turner. No problem with that one. And you have an absolute dropper. Stool in hand.
Still my favorite ones.
Well done, sir. Okay, look at this Austin Turner forehand.
With his leaf colored invisibleness.
Yeah, seriously. Well, Maestas still has that thing. He's had it for a while, too. On to 12.
Yeah, 390 feet straight. It depends on what the wind is doing, kind of what the play is here. There's a little bit of room if you drift off right, you can fade back left. There's also a little bit of room if you drift off left, you can fade back right. But ideally, you'd like to just go straight at it. That wind, left or right, can determine what you decide to do if you're trying to go straight or hit one of those small gaps off to the right side. I'm just trying to go straight here. I think there was a left to right. I've got a TL3. And it wasn't supposed to turn over. If that would have stayed flat, I think it was great. But with that left to right, once the nose got over, it grabbed it and just drug it over there.
That makes sense.
I still got up into circle two, though. I've got to look.
Can't be mad at it. Turner?
So he's getting that opposite effect here. Oh, sneaks through
What?
those last trees and is parked.
Putting that nuke under the bucket. That was sick. Dickerson with an FX2, I would imagine. Yes, it is.
And getting that up to flat, but didn't get the drift off to the right. But
the chef's kiss off the tree there, man.
That puts him up inside the circle, I think.
Yeah, I think that.
Or just outside.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love it. Derek. Undertaker. He missed right, but he also misses everything.
Yeah, it looks like that left to right wind got a hold of that as well. Once it turned over, it just pushed it that way.
Makes a ton of sense.
To the right.
So, not close, but this isn't a hard up and down. And he might even, looks like he's giving it a bid.
Oh, thought he made it. He's feeling it right now. That's cool.
Gave it a chance. Here you are from 53 for the birdie. Nathan.
Hey.
Smashed.
I need to stop putting it inside of 20.
53 or apart. What a putt, man. That was dead center, too.
Yeah, that one felt good.
Yeah. Dickerson finds the chains.
Not to be big putted.
Yeah, nobody big putts Chris Dickerson. And Austin Turner.
Making sure Derek knows it's his turn to go.
He's the local. He's got a lot of friends out there. A lot of people to talk to. There's Austin Turner with a drop-in birdie on hole 12. Dang, 3 out of 4 birdies on that one. Not expected.
Yeah, it's one of the tougher ones on this back stretch, but still gettable for sure.
Love it.
That was cool to watch.
Isn't it fun?
Thank you guys for all those slow-mos, man. Those are fun.
Slow-mo disc golf. It's the best.
When I walk up to the tee, I have these game plans. I think I'm gonna land in these same areas every single time, but you never know. Having the Bushnell rangefinder, no matter where I land, gives me that extra level of confidence.
I'm Garrett Girthy. People know me as Double G. I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
Whether I'm at home or on the road, Double G craft jerky is the snack that I go for.
I've actually found myself eating Double G craft jerky on my long drives to the next tournament.
We all know Double G's got a big arm, but he's also got a big heart. Every bag of Double G jerky that you buy supports children's disc golf and goes to a great cause.
You can find Double G craft jerky at doublegjerky.com.
Welcome back to Splinter City, looking at hole 13.
Yeah, 318 feet. It's more open on the right side, but there also is a left to right movement with the two lefties on the card. We might see somebody go that way. Not many people going to go this straight gap here. Most likely off to the right side with the righty hyzer. We've turned around, throwing the opposite direction of the last hole, so the wind should be more of a right to left now.
Fair enough. Very gettable hole, though. You're going Halo Lion, if I remember.
Yeah, Halo Lion. This is a pretty new disc to my bag. This only thrown it a few times, really. I've been working on it, but I like it a lot. And I also like that shot a lot.
Heck yeah. Another drop-in birdie, Nathan. Gotta love it. Austin Turner. He will be stepping up with a Raptor.
Shout out to Jarrett Neesmith for that Lion.
Oh, yeah?
Up there in Washington. He does some Huck Lab dies as well.
Oh,
Thanks,
nice.
buddy. I appreciate it.
Love that. Dickerson. Looks like the M3. Oh, no. Excuse me. That's an FX2. And it was gonna start heading towards the basket, but unfortunately found that grove of trees over there. Derek. He's going with a Des Redding Stingray.
So very strange choice of shot for the shape. However, that's awesome. I like it.
Dickerson, 52-footer. Count it.
He must be working on a longer standstill putt there.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
I've seen him do it a few times. No step. Throws it up nice and high with the nose up and has the speed look at that, just comes back into frame, dropping in. That's an awesome putt.
It's almost a pitch putt from Chris Dickerson, you know. The end result, anyway. Derek. Ooh.
All right.
It's contagious.
Derek putting it in for birdie as well. Looks like we're going to have another star frame.
Looks like it. That's a birdie for you. And this is a birdie for Austin Turner.
Yeah, Austin beforehand asked me if I was going to throw the sidearm because the wind plays for it.
Uh-huh.
I told him right there. I guess the sidearm was the line. He was a little closer.
About a foot. And a great spin from Derek. You can see how he took down the AM. We're starting to see some of those shots from Derek, shaking off those early round nerves. All right, leading us into hole 14, Nathan.
Yeah, hole 14, 416 feet. All of this that we're flying over right now is OB. You have to make it at least over this island before you get to advance. And pretty tough shot. That wind's going to be kind of headwind, kind of left to right. It seemed that's what it should play as, but it seemed like it was pushing right to left as well. I'm going with a beat-in Star Thunderbird here. I think it's great right there. And then it just turns left some more.
The wind just won't let it.
Yeah, that one, I was very confused.
Yep. So that one's unfortunately out of bounds, making for a probable bogey coming up. You can see where he went out right there. Turner. I believe he's going nuke. And nuke OS.
He gets it out off to the right a little bit. I don't know if the wind just killed that out of his hand or if he didn't quite get the snap that he normally does.
I wonder if he's just playing it for par. Is that even a possibility?
I don't think that Austin would do that.
Okay.
No.
All right, fair enough. Dickerson.
And he gets a good shot off here, but comes up pretty short.
It's still, like 60 feet short, 50 feet
Yeah,
short.
we were talking about it afterwards. We both thought he made it up to about the manhole cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last year he was on the other side of that ditch, so I had like a 25 footer. So it's there for Dickerson, and this is
and
very,
Derek, he gets a hold of that one, doesn't let go of it.
Yeah, he's got a couple 100-foot upshot coming his way. 192 to the pin for Derek. That's hustling over there. That was a Thunderbird out of Derek for his second shot. And this is your par attempt. You even entertaining it?
I couldn't really tell what the wind was doing, so kind of like on hole 1, I'm putting it up, and if it floats there, that's cool. If not, and it kind of tries. It does give a little bit of float to it. So
very amicable comebacker, though.
Yeah, not bad.
94 for Austin. You know he's giving that a bid. Ooh. Okay.
Staying inbounds. You see that line's off of the road a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you're not paying attention, it can sneak up on you.
Dickerson from 60. Ooh. Chain high, but just left goes Dickerson. Turner coming back for par. Whew.
It's in.
Sneaks it in there. Left corner pocket. Makes good. Derek also trying to save par.
Yeah, good par save after having to throw as far on the second shot as his first shot went.
Yeah, we've almost had tee shots as far as that second shot.
Yeah, this is not the hole that you want to do that on, but able to clean it up for the par. Bogey was about the best I was going to do after the tee shot.
Yep. And Dickerson cleans up par as well. Got a look at Chris ripping on an FX2. Going to the bigger run-up. Boom. And his form is just textbook.
So clean.
Yeah.
There's not any aggressive movement.
Mm-hmm. Hole 5. This is a hole here, Nathan.
Yeah, 411 feet, and you've got a double mando here. Got to go right through here. Once you get through there, you want to keep it straight for another 350 feet or so. And then if you can, fade off to the right side. Get as close as you can because you have a very windy putt onto this mound where you can circle's edge to circle's edge to circle's edge.
I'd like to call that Sisyphusing. You go back and forth up the mountain. You're looking at Austin Turner on the box of 15. And that is a missed Mando, unfortunately.
Yeah, he will now have to re-tee.
That's punitive. Dickerson going to the forehand play. I saw him bust out a possible roller disc as well.
Yeah, and he's got that high and turned over. I think that was going to come back and not go OB, but could have been a good branch to knock him down.
Mm-hmm. At least he's out in the open for the most part. Should make for a pretty easy up and down. Derek, I believe that's his heat again. Not the best, not the worst.
Yeah, should be able to get his 3.
And you got a Halo Wraith, right?
Yeah, this is Garrett Gerthy Halo Wraith.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Tour Series.
The best dude and the best disc right here.
Yeah, very stable, so I'm able to put a lot on it even in that headwind. Get it out flat, and That's almost as close as you want to be on this hole.
Incredible stuff, Nathan. Austin Turner now re-teeing, throwing 3.
And definitely gets it off better than the first drive. Super overstable, though, and gets a good hop off to the right. He'll be, I think, just outside the circle, having a tough putt for bogey.
Yeah. Dickerson from 175, but it's very open. Routine for a U.S. champ like Chris.
And that's as close as you want to be.
There
right
you go. Yeah. Derek, 120 left for him. Going to that link again, it looks like.
A nice little touch up. He's inside of 20, but a little bit nervy on this particular hole.
And Turner to save bogey. Ooh. Thankfully, that didn't go very far.
Yeah, he caught a little bit of metal on top. I think that helped him out a lot. Probably about 20 feet or so.
Yeah. I would not have minded a layup there, but doesn't pay the price, thankfully.
Yeah, able to take a double bogey there. Not what you're looking for.
No. Derek to save par. That's a good par from Derek. And you have a birdie putt coming up. Stroke on the card. Not the first time you've done that today, sir.
I like it.
Well done, man. Some really good bonus birdies out here today. And Dickerson, he does save par. I've seen him park it with that forehand of his. He's got an incredible forehand.
Yeah, he's got a great forehand. All right. Get the slow-mo on a 15-footer. You know it's got to be a pretty tough hole.
Highlight there was that beautiful drive. Make it work. Take a quick break. Back in a few.
You've seen them in the hands of professionals, helping them compete at the highest level. Whale Sacs is a female-owned small business, handmade in the USA. We are dedicated to outstanding grip for all disc golfers.
On to hole 16, 480. Not playing like 480 today, Nathan.
No, like that last hole, we are throwing straight into a headwind here. 480 feet, probably going to play more like 510, 515 right now. Myself personally looking to get an 80-footer. Hopefully you'll see lots of threes here. Someone like Chris or Austin has power to get there still.
Okay, sounds about right. Going back to that Halo Wraith, it looks like.
Yeah, this is just to keep me in the middle. I'm trying to get a little more distance on it, turn it over a bit, but I know it's going to fight back.
That was a nice flight to it, man.
Yeah, I probably got myself to 80 feet or so.
Yeah, I think so. Rainbow putt one of those in there. Dickerson going with a D1.
And gets a great move on this. He's up.
Oh, zero skip.
Yeah, that landed inside the circle and just stayed there. Unfortunately, he was about to be parked if he got any type of skip. Derek has let go of this way early. And gets a good little kick down instead of fading off to the left.
Austin stepping up with a force.
Yeah, he's going to go big flex shot here. There's some room off to the left side, right where he's throwing to get up there.
Man, that's a great drive, too.
Yeah, he does it. He gets up there just outside the circle.
Got a little lower. I think he could park that. He's got it in him for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Derek. I believe that's his zone again.
Almost gets it up there. You want to be a little closer for your par putts, but he's given himself a look. Oh, 74 feet. I made it further than my 80-footer here.
Let's see if you can drop this thing in.
There was some headwind jumping around. Again, maybe it floats, maybe it doesn't. I'll take a par.
Yeah. Austin Turner, 4 birdie. And just not a great effort there.
Yeah, I think he's a little shook from the last hole. Double bogey doesn't make you feel real good.
I didn't think about that. Good point. Dickerson for strokes on folks. Yes, sir.
Lots of movement from the wind on that putt.
Yeah.
but it went in. Me and Chris were talking about that a lot these last few holes. That wind was just not doing what we were reading.
Uh-huh. Oh, Derek leaves that par bid high. He will take a bogey. Austin, also a par bid coming up. And a bit of a shank there on that one. Now comes back for bogey. All right.
And that one goes in.
Yep.
We've got a couple holes left. Hopefully he can get back on track here quickly.
Yep. The wheels have come off lately, unfortunately. Bogey for Derek. Drop in par for you. What's your caddy's name? Anyways, he caddies for you all over the place.
Yeah, that's my official caddy there, Randy Roy. He's a good guy. He's from down in Wilmington area.
Cool.
Yeah. He showed up one day at USDGC. Like, you want a caddy? All right. And ever since then, he's been helping me out.
Awesome, man.
Great guy. Hole 17, 258 feet. You get this gap right here. It's pretty small. It's a straightforward hole, but it can be a little tricky just because of that first gap. If you kick off to the left or the right, again, like the rest of the course, it can be pretty hard to scramble up there.
Yeah, kind of back into that really wooded section on these last two holes. Dickerson, PA3 probably. No, P Model US, excuse me.
He stands it up straight, gets kind of a upward bounce rather than forward, but he's still inside the circle.
Yeah, very attackable.
And I'm going standstill star Colt.
Oh. Well thrown, sir.
Yeah, I do that just about how I want. I also get a little slow down kick there to not quite be parked, but also inside the circle.
Derek with a Pro D buzz.
That was a smooth hyzer stand up, but that is a very flippy disc.
That's a Pro D buzz for you.
He keeps turning off to the right. He's right around circle's edge. Might have to straddle out a bit.
And Austin Turner, he is going with a Raptor. And that found one of the gap trees there.
Yeah, not quite settled in, I don't believe.
Yep.
But he should be able to get up and down for par.
That was a nice up.
Yeah, about 20 feet left.
Derek from 40. He's got a gap, it looks like. Oh!
And again, right on line, just a little bit high.
Yep.
Great bid from him there.
Here you are, trying to get to 8 down.
Hey.
Ooh. Sneaky.
I needed to be further away. It would have looked better.
Austin Turner to save par. And he does that nicely.
Yeah, that was a good confident putt after the last hole. Good
Yeah.
to see from Austin save his par there.
Definitely. And Dickerson to join you at 8 down. I want to say this is at least the third band hit from Chris today.
Yeah, he's been a little bit high.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if the headwind there might have lifted him more than expected. You could see the flag moving a little bit on him, but
It's not moving much. It doesn't
No.
seem like it should affect the discs that much. Oof. I see what I did there. Thank you.
you can just see the whip traveling throughout your body, starting at your legs. It's really interesting. I love that. Snaps out at the end with a disc. Hole 18, great finishing hole. Tough one, too.
Yeah, it's a little kind of different from the rest of the course. The rough is still the same, but very enclosed feeling compared to the rest of it. You want to get a shot off and try to get pushed just a little bit further left than the drone is right now to have a straight shot towards the green, but then you've got a lot of trees to navigate to get up there as well. So short par 4, but still very difficult.
It really is. I noticed you kind of want to finish either left or right, not straight on your drive here.
Yeah, if you go straight, you're in between. If you pull it off to the right, there's an inside line where you can get a flex shot up there. If you get off to the left, there's pretty straight lines.
Beat up Wraith.
Beat up Wraith.
And it does open up where your disc is headed, and that is beautiful, sir. Way down the fairway.
Yeah, I liked that out of the hand.
Yeah. Doesn't mean it's an easy up shot, though. There are a lot of trees on this fairway.
A pretty unfortunate lie. I'm right behind a tree where I landed at. Not the best spot, but should be workable.
M3 from Chris, and that's coming up shorter than he wanted. Gonna make for a very challenging second shot. Derek's going back to that heat, very flippy fairway. Using all the left side of that fairway.
Yeah, and he's in that right side that you were talking about now. He's over.
There's a nice little gap there.
He'll have a little forehand or a righty flex line in there now.
Exactly. Austin Turner.
And he's just playing to hyzer over to the left.
Oh.
But catches that tree, and he may have that right line now as well.
Yeah, curious what he stretches out. Dickerson still 391 to the basket. And that is not going to help.
Yeah, only had about a 4 or 5 foot gap.
Yeah. So 350 left now, going with the A3.
And gets a good line off, but catches another one of those late trees.
Oh, I thought he had it there. So that's going to be a long bid for par coming up for Dickerson. Austin Turner second now, 342 left on the hole.
Yeah, he's going through that same gap that Chris was trying to go through, but much closer to it, so easier to hit.
Oh, my.
And that's how you do it.
That was nice. Well done from Austin Turner, fighting back late. 335 left for Derek, and this is sawed off.
Yeah, he sawed that way off. Got lucky to keep moving forward as far as he did. He'll have a chance to pitch up for par.
Oh, you weren't kidding, man.
Yeah, right on this tree.
Really had to change your swing there.
Yeah, I should have done better than that.
You're a gap hitter, man. And a nice approach here.
Yeah, I wasn't too upset with that. You always want to be closer for your par, but I gave myself a chance at least.
Dickerson from 108 for par. And you know he was trying to throw that one in, but goes a little bit long. He'll have a comeback bogey putt coming up. Not the shortest one either.
No, he was definitely trying to drop that in there, and he gave it a good height to do so.
Yeah. So here is Derek's third. Oh, not as bad as it looks from my camera. He's got a pretty clean window.
Yeah, a little bit of limited arm movement, but not much in the way. Oh, tree almost kicks it on in there.
I didn't get to see that. We had a little slowdown on 18. You doing some stretches before the putts here?
Yeah, we had to wait a little bit. I had to do a little extra back stretch.
Just off the chains left there.
I thought that would kick me off a lead card, so I didn't have to talk about it again. But
we get you anyway. Joel Freeman also had a rough hole 18, who was fighting you for that last spot.
Yeah, and Chris,
as was Chris Dickerson.
Yeah,
also
Chris bogeying as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a rough finish there. Not what I'm looking for. That's not a good feeling to walk off 18 with a bogey after having a birdie look from the drive.
Turner, this is for birdie.
And what a birdie to finish. He went double bogey.
Wow. And then fought back late.
And fought back to get a birdie to finish, try to turn his spirits around.
And there is a bogey from yourself, dropping you to 7 down, but still on the lead card.
I almost just left it there after that. It's like, fine, you want to be in there? You need to learn how to be there anyway.
That might have been my favorite part of the day. Good stuff there. There's our range and speed gun crew. Handing it off there at the end. Here's Austin Turner. Snagging a birdie on 18 to end your day. That's a great way to do it. And not easily done. And checking out our top 10.
There we have it. Corey Ellis and Austin Hannum shooting the hot rounds at 9 down. Casey White 8 down. Myself at 7, and then 6s and 5s. Looks like there's quite a few. It's pretty tight up there.
That it is.
Moving into a wooded course over at Sacs.
And it's going to be wet, Nathan.
It's going to be wet.
And we are in store for torrential downpour today. Our double G, long drive of the day from Austin Turner, 460-something.
467, I believe it said, and he gets that road play, even with a little bit of a tree slowdown. Probably would have been about 500 without it.
The man can huck a frisbee. Hope you guys enjoyed round 1. Nathan, thanks a ton.
Yes, sir.
We'll catch you guys in round 2. Thanks for watching.